What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. So in this video I wanted to touch on a common concern or a common question that I always get asked, and that being, how do I do a windshield repair? Is windshield repair hard? Is it easy? What does it entail? Kind of, questions like that. So in this video I kind of wanted to touch on that, and I wanted to show you guys me actually doing a windshield repair. So in a minute here, we're going to go ahead and hop into my computer. I'm going to show you a video that I filmed of me actually doing a windshield repair. I filmed this video from the inside to try to get a better transparency of what's going on and kind of show you exactly how this is working. And I'm going to give you guys kind of a voiceover of exactly what I'm doing and kind of show you, that it's really not that hard and it's fairly easy. So let's go ahead and hop into my computer and let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that we do is we kind of inspect the chip, make sure that it is repairable, make sure that everything's connected. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually cleaning up the pit. So I'm cleaning up where the missing glass is and kind of getting all that loose glass out of there, making sure that it's all clean. I'm kind of putting pressure on there, making sure that all of these legs are connected and everything's kind of connected. So when I actually do put on the injector tool, everything's going to flow through really well. So cleaned it all up, made sure that all that loose glass was out of there. I'm going to go ahead and grab my B150 bridge. I'm going to place it over the chip, and I'm going to line up the injector barrel with the center of the chip, or where the missing glass is. So there's a little hole right here where missing glass is, and you want to center that with the injector barrel. So you're going to put it all together, put it to the glass, and then what you're going to want to do is grab your, I use Magnabond resin. So you're going to want to grab your resin, and you're going to go ahead and put the resin inside of the injector barrel. Now, they say that you're going to want to put about 6 drops of this. So I would say you start out with 6 drops, and if you need to add more, that's fine. It kind of depends on how big the break is, but you're going to want to start with 6 drops, put that into the injector barrel, make sure all that resin flows to the bottom, and then you're going to want to go ahead and grab your injector pin and place it inside of the barrel. So for this specific pin, it's a screw type pin. So what I'm doing here is I'm spinning that and screwing it into the barrel, and what this is doing is making sure, or pushing all of that resin inside of the barrel down out to the bottom of the barrel and into the chip. So it's kind of forcing all of that resin through the barrel and into this chip, making sure all that resin flows into the chip. So this is the first injection cycle, and you're going to want to do this for about 5 minutes. And really the main purpose is to make sure that all that resin gets kind of flowed through into that chip and make sure that everything's filling in. So what I'm doing here is I'm grabbing my pick and I'm actually flexing against the legs of the chip, making sure that everything's open and all that resin is flowing through, and just kind of making sure that it's all getting packed inside of there. And again, you're going to want to do this for about 5 minutes and to inject all that resin inside of there. And once that 5 minutes is up and you made sure that it's all kind of packing in there, you're going to want to go ahead and do a vacuum cycle. Now what this does is kind of creates a vacuum on the chip and kind of sucks out all of that air. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here in a second. So again, I'm just kind of flexing against the glass, making sure that it's all flowing through. So now what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to go ahead and unscrew that injector pin. I don't want to do it all the way, I just want to do it a few turns, and I'm just going to unscrew it, so counterclockwise, and I'm going to create that vacuum. So again, what this is doing is kind of pulling out all the air that gets trapped inside of that chip and making sure that all the air pockets and the air bubbles are out of that chip, because you do not want that air inside of the chip when you fill these in. Reason being is they are more prone to cracking out with all that air inside of there. So you're going to want to do this vacuum cycle, or the first vacuum cycle, for about 30 seconds, or until you kind of see or stop seeing all that air kind of come out. You can't really see it in the video here, but you can actually see all the air bubbles kind of coming up and going into the barrel. So again, you're going to want to do that for about 30 seconds. Then you're going to go to another injection cycle. So you're going to want to simply just turn that screw right back in, and you're going to want to just go in a few turns to kind of inject all that resin back into that break. So this is the second injection cycle. Now you want to do this in cycles because you want to make sure that you're getting all the air out and you're pushing all that resin in. So you're going to want to do a few cycles. This is the second injection cycle. So what I'm doing here is, again, I'm flexing against the glass, flexing all of those legs. I really want to be careful not to put too much pressure because I don't want to make it crack out. I just want to make sure that it's open. So now after 2 minutes of doing that injection cycle, I'm going to go ahead and do another 30-second vacuum cycle. So now this is my second vacuum cycle. So simply I'm just unscrewing that pin, making sure that it creates a vacuum, and I see all that air coming out. Usually you're going to want to do this about 3 times. So you want to do about 3 cycles. So inject, vacuum, inject, vacuum, inject, vacuum. And then on that last vacuum is what I'm doing here. I did it about twice because I made sure that everything was out. I'm just going to do another injection cycle. So the last step really is putting it on an injection cycle, making sure that all of that resin is flowing into that chip and it's all completely packed in and completely filled in. So after we do this, we're going to want to go ahead and take off the bridge. Now the way that I do this is I like to undo the bridge and push it to the side, and you'll see this here. I like to undo it and move it to the side. That way no air kind of comes up or any resin kind of comes up when I just take it off. I move it over to the side so all that pressure kind of just stays there, and then I go ahead and take off my bridge. So from here I want to make sure that it's all filled in. Now I'm going to grab my pit resin, so there's a little bit more thicker of a resin, and I'm just going to put a dab right onto the missing glass part, or the little dot part. So what this is doing is kind of filling in that little hole there, so when we surface it out it's going to be smooth. So I'm going to go ahead and put my curing tab right over there to make sure that it kind of flattens out. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my curing light on top and cure this for about 5 minutes. So you're going to want to make sure it's completely cured before you take that off. So once it's all the way cured after about 5 minutes, you're going to want to go ahead and grab a straight edge or a razor and take off the curing tab. So you're just going to want to peel that off. And once you do peel it off, you're going to see a little bit of excess resin. All you got to do is just scrape that off. And notice how I'm doing this. I'm using the razor blade straight up, and I'm kind of just sliding it across the glass. I want to be careful not to scratch the glass, because if you were to go the other way, it will scratch into the glass, but I'm kind of just smoothing it off. You don't want to put the straight edge at like an angle and kind of chip away at the excess resin. You kind of just want to just shave it right off. So once it's all shaved off, I'm going to go ahead and just clean off all of that excess resin. Just clean it all up, take that all off, and then from here what I'm going to want to do is grab my liquid pit polish. So this is kind of like a liquid sandpaper almost. It's a very fine grit. And I'm going to put a little dab onto that pit, or where that little dot is. I'm going to grab my rag and I'm just going to kind of buff it out. So what this really does is just kind of clears up that pit, makes it a little bit more clear, and just makes the whole repair look a little bit better. So I'm just going to do that for 10 seconds or so, make sure that it's all clear and all cleaned up. And that's pretty much it. And as you can see here, that's sort of what it turns into. Just a little dot. And that's about it. It's that simple. So I hope that kind of clears things up. As you can see, it's really not that hard. It is fairly simple. A lot of people say windshield repair it's simple, but it's not easy. I would say it's pretty easy. Once you get the hang of it, it's very easy, but there's a little bit of a learning curve, right? Like anything, there's a little bit of a learning curve. So once you get the hang of it, it's very, very easy. Again, all the steps are very simple. Everything that you use is not hard to use. You just got to have the basic understanding of how to do this, and you're going to do fine. So again, I hope that cleared everything up, and that's all I got for you guys now. I'll see you guys in the next one.